Audacy Beach Festival.
Hey, it's Kevin Kenny, and I'm being joined down here in Fort Lauderdale Beach, Florida, at the Audacy Beach Festival with Glass Animals.
Hey.
Hi, hey, what's up?
What's going on? I think you guys probably have one of the more highly anticipated sets this weekend. What are we playing with down there?
Slipperiest chair in the world.
Pillows.
You know what? We debated taking away the pillows.
No,
Do
I
you like the pillows?
Yeah,
I like the
you know
pillows,
what?
but they're slippery.
I'm gonna
There
do
you
this. This is
Now
what
you
they
just look
do on like
nervous.
those, when they're having really tough conversations on Love Island.
Hugging a pillow.
They go
Maybe
like
we
that.
should all do
And then
it.
they break the bad news.
I was reading you guys are obviously doing like a ton of press because of just the year you guys have had, and I was reading in Variety that I believe you were saying that one of your favorite things about America is Hot Pockets.
Hot I grew up on Hot Pockets.
Isn't that funny that you do this like
Yeah.
long interview with like a place like Variety, and then that's
Is
the
that
quote?
what they took from that whole
It's like one of the
interview?
first lines in the article. But you love Hot Pockets.
I don't even know what a hot
You don't
pocket
know what
is.
Hot Pockets are?
You don't know what Hot Pockets are?
I have seen them.
You've
I've
seen them?
You've
witnessed
seen them.
Hot
You've heard
Pockets.
rumors of them.
Dunkaroos.
They haven't made it over to the UK.
Well, what are your favorite? I think they may have been asking you about like your favorite American delicacies or what have you. What do you guys have any favorite like
Delicacies.
little things you can get here but you can't get over at home?
Tootsie Rolls.
Oh,
Tootsie
really?
Rolls. He does like
They
a
don't.
Tootsie
They
Roll.
don't have like a UK version of a Tootsie Roll.
No.
Really?
No.
Ice cream sandwich is a good thing.
Ice cream sandwich.
You guys don't have that over there either.
LaCroix.
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 LaCroix?
They gotta have LaCroix
LaCroix.
over there.
No,
That's
we
just
don't.
like flavored
If you're
club
listening.
soda.
Just bring it over to England now.
You guys should just quit the band and then start all these little food companies.
You started with us.
Yeah.
Import
I'll
business.
go in. Yeah.
do.
I'll be like your Mark Cuban. We'll be on like Shark Tank. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Is that like Dragon's Den?
That's like
Yeah.
Dragon's Den.
Yes.
We
Take
have
that
it, but it's
over
called
too.
Dragon's Den.
That is. Canada has that too. It's been such a crazy year in terms of getting back to touring, and I was reading that you guys were very emotional after the New York show. It may have just been you, but you cried at the end of the New York show.
Yeah. It was emotional.
What
It
was so emotional about it, getting back out there? Or is he just a softie?
It was only the second show of the whole tour, and we just weren't expecting that reaction at all. We didn't anticipate that people were going to react like that when we got out on stage. It was wild, absolutely
Yeah.
wild.
It was so loud. They were
was a-
saying like every word. I felt like everybody there, including us, had felt like we'd been cooped up for a very long time, and then
Yeah.
just like in a can that had been shaken up, and then walked on, and just someone popped the top, and it was like euphoric. It was amazing.
Yeah. You sense like an overall more increased sense of gratitude at these shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, having not played for so long, and not like normally you release an album and you have like you go straight on tour and you see people responding to the music. You see people like hopefully smiling,
Yeah.
dancing along or something, singing along. But we didn't have that for like a year.
Well, was Heat Waves a little odd in that sense because this thing's going viral? I mean, it peaked at number 3 globally on Spotify this year, but then you don't get that immediate reaction. Like, it's nice to see the
Yeah.
kids making the TikToks to it and the numbers going up and up and up, but it's very different than 16,000 people singing it back to you.
So different. So different. Yeah, it's really just email updates and numbers ticking on a screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard to know have any sort of tangible relationship with numbers.
No.
I find so being back on the stage and feeling people's reactions was
Seeing real people in real life.
was
But
a moment.
there was an amazing amount of artwork from people that was
yeah.
coming back. I don't know how. There was so much, like, the talent is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, like better version, like we should have used that as the album cover kind of thing. Like it was so much better than anything we'd done.
You know what's funny about you talk about like the artwork or just like sort of these like ancillary pieces of the music, and you guys have always been very creative. I remember the first time that we ever spoke, there was like a video game. There was like a little 8-bit video game to go along with, I believe, the single at the time. And then you guys also had this open source website this year for the new music. Is that like some marketing whiz over here? Or is that you guys like?
Tom, yeah.
Is that you guys just being very creative in terms of the rollout?
Yeah, it's all coming out of this guy's head over here.
Oh, really?
I don't
Yeah.
know if I think we did it, but I don't know if everyone at the the label would have been that happy. We basically wanted to put everything we did and recorded, all the stems and everything, just for free for people to use.
It's very Kanye of you. You know, Kanye dropped
Has he done
the
that?
stem player. or
Oh, that
whatever.
stem player.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
That's the kind of thing. Is we're trying to find. Like, I was alive during the pandemic because I was making music and doing creative things. And that's what kind of kept me going.
Totally.
So I thought maybe, I don't know, this would help
I
other
was,
people do the same.
Yeah. we're here, of course, at a radio festival, and I was talking to one of these radio programmers last night, and apparently, when the music was first being introduced to them, people were saying that Tangerine was going to be the big hit, and it did well, and people thought Tangerine was going to be bigger than Heat Waves. Do you remember that conversation at all?
Yep.
There's always, people seem to always pick which one they want to
It's very
like
hard
the
to
most.
know these things, though. I mean, you can't predict this stuff. Like Heat Waves has just been this kind of perfect storm of things that you can't predict and you couldn't replicate if you tried. And I think everyone was, following their instincts, which, we all were. But the Heat Waves has just sort of lived this wild life of its own. Yeah.
Well, when a song gets that ubiquitous, right? You're talking about, I believe you used the word tangible, right? And like just seeing the tangible reaction and the visceral reaction it shows. Is there a point where you can no longer internalize the success of Heat Waves? Of course, you guys created the art that the world has responded to, but it's almost like the world song at a certain point. Is that a little interesting for you guys, where it gets so ubiquitous, where it's like, oh my gosh, the song is so much almost bigger than us at this point. It's like the world song.
I think it's kind of like that with all. I mean, when you put an album out, you are kind of handing it over for everyone else to. Yeah, it's like you getting naked, and then just like you stand there and you.
Is it like that then?
Yeah, it is for me.
There's the headline
you
right
write
there.
all these personal things, then you just walk out, and then you're there for it's there.
And then your body is
everyone else is
everybody's.
gonna look at it and judge
it, make it their
but
own.
you're sharing it. Yeah, it's not yours anymore.
It takes on its own life.
Your body
Oh, it's crazy.
No,
It's wild.
not.
It's like watching a kid go off to college or something. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's
like,
wild.
That's a much better analogy.
It's
And
like your
actually
naked
used that
child
analogy
going to
before.
like a nudist college, and
And maybe it's going to make some friends. Maybe it's not.
Right.
Hopefully it doesn't get like in trouble.
it'll figure out the clothes thing at some point, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully it gets dressed in the morning.
This has been such a trying time, of course. The past 2 years has just been unprecedented at times. How does like your guys' collective mental health affect your music, would you say?
That's a deep question.
There was no segue to that question.
I personally find that making music it kind of saves my mental health. I'm really lucky. I feel insanely lucky to have that as something. I think a lot of people maybe haven't found a kind of outlet for the pressure that comes with modern life, and I feel really lucky and blessed to have music, and for that somehow to have turned into this. It's pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Also, we had quite a trying time before the pandemic because Joe had an accident and we couldn't tour for a year, and we had our own sort of crisis about what we were going to do and how we were going to handle it, and it sort of kind of foreshadowed what happened to everyone else.
That's kind of what started the process of the album. Is that's making music. It's kind of trying to, I don't know, for me at least, trying to kind of make sense of how you're feeling. That's what these songs are. It's kind of trying to work out and understand your mind and your mental health.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, thanks so much for stopping by. I think we got another hit on our hands with I Don't Want to Talk.
Oh,
that's going crazy right now,
I'm glad
too.
people are liking it.
I think that's Heat Waves Part 2.
Oh, it's been really fun live. It's been a bit like everyone dances really hard. It's great.
Isn't that great though when you like the follow-up single and then you go to the live show and they're like going crazier for that than Heat Waves?
People have been really it seems like it's going well.
That's awesome.
Sometimes with those new songs you play them and you're like, oh god.
Well, thank you so much, and best of luck at the 420 set today.
Thank you. Very excited. See you there.